going on?
Goals. Heavy.
No
Heavy.
way!
Heavy. No.
Oh, I can't, mate. I need to wet myself.
That's all right.
I love Garrett machines. I've always had Garrett machines.
Let me see, it's an easy word. You've got a copy.
You also have these listed. Kaylee, I'm sure you know about the tail on it is the 18 Pro.
That's good. That's what it is. Yeah, and I think Dave and Luke done very well on that.
You can see which has come up on his van.
Hello, Mr. Gaylor. Oh, hold on. Come on.
Sorry, I've been up since 2:15.
Sorry, mate. That was my fault then.
That's all right. It's just petrol.
As one to people, no Luke. So I was not putting people on the any. I'll have to remember to do that to everyone. I forgot to put the mute on. Hello, how are you?
You all right?
Yes, I've got a full tank of diesel from Costco.
I drove 400 miles since 2 o'clock this morning. Well, drove on my moped and didn't get any. So I'm very tired. But fingers crossed, tomorrow I'll try again.
Why are you lying?
Huh?
Why are you lying?
Just thought I'd do it.
You haven't got a moped, mate.
No. But yeah, I got petrol, so I'm all right. And electric. You got a new car, haven't you?
I've got a new car. Meow.
It was christened by your mother-in-law.
That's why I christened it today and took it for a big run. Oh yes, the other christening, the new car, and take the dog for a walk, and the incontinent dog shits all over the back seat. Yeah, thanks, new dog. No, old dog, new car.
Oh dear. Never mind. But you're right though, David.
Yes, I was unwell yesterday. I thought I'd come down with dink flu again, but fortunately I hadn't. Because today I'm right as rain, but last night I was horrible.
Oh dear. Have you had your booster?
No, I've had my booster. I've done two lateral flow. I was going to say Leyland Daft Cups then, but lateral flow test yesterday. And I'm just trying to remember the words. And I done one as it was the old football cup, Leyland Daft Trophy.
Right. Cool. No.
Are you well?
Yes, busy week at work. Very busy. But it's nearly the weekend. It's Thursday. It's 8:10. And it's Graham Dempsey's birthday today. So happy birthday, Graham Dempsey.
I was going to do that. I've got it written down. Are you? Happy birthday, Graham.
Looks very good for 62.
He does. Did you see that picture of him and Simon as well, where they look like the Cenobites off Hellraiser?
Yes, I saw that. Yes. But he looks good for 62, Graham. So hopefully he's having a good time tonight. He's obviously not watching.
I've just also realised that I didn't have the comments up because I've got so much going. I don't know how Luke does this. I really don't. Well,
anyway,
shall we bring on tonight? I thought tonight we had one guest, but in fact we've got two. The person who you never see is here with us as well. So tonight, you can see in the background, you've got finders of the Leekfrith Gold Torc Hoard.
Look at that gold. Look at it.
On the left, you've got Joe Kania. On the right, you've got Mark Hambleton. And Joe never comes on anywhere. And as if by magic, there they are. Mark and Joe, how are you, gentlemen?
Right. Good evening, Dave. Good evening, Adrian.
Good evening, Mark. Good evening, Joe.
You've unpixelated. I can see your picture behind you now.
Can you see it now?
I can see it now.
Oh, yeah. Ready place.
Look at it shining, glistening.
Polish it especially for the show.
I polished something especially for the show, but I think we'll move on now. It's me head, mate. Me head. I've had to shave and polish my face. What else
nice,
got to be?
What else is it gonna be? Yeah.
Are you both well, gentlemen?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad, except for the weather.
Oh, the weather.
Yeah. We can always have a moan about the weather, can't we?
Absolutely. It was nice to see you both at Detectable too.
Yes, yeah. We
Nice to be there.
always try to go every year if we can. Obviously, the last couple of years it's been, missing. But we haven't really missed one, to be quite honest. We just, we love the social side. So,
yeah,
from that point of view,
Apparently, so did I on the Saturday night, but I can't either confirm or deny that.
No, free drink doesn't go down.
Yeah, you missed that. Saturday night, Mine Lab were giving free drinks to everyone.
Well, there
the
you
bar
go.
was basically a free bar.
Was Stevie Gray there?
Stevie Gray was there, but he only drank on the Friday night because he was a little bit inebriated the Friday. I think he was on water on Saturday on the free bar night, which was odd.
Yeah. We met Stevie on a rally in Marsh a couple of years ago, and we gate crashed one of his videos on that as well.
Yeah.
So, top lad.
Yeah, like the bloke.
He brings a lot of entertainment into the hobby, one should say, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, he's a bit like Marmite, I think.
Yeah,
I gotta love him.
Probably Bovril.
He's actually from where my daughter lives in Birkenhead. He's from 2-3 minutes away from her, so I'm pretty sure her mum knew him growing up, if I remember correctly. Anyway, where are we anyway?
I think people who don't know, I think Mark and Joe should briefly explain what happened to them a few years ago when they were out detecting.
Well, I think what we'll do, if they introduce themselves, and then they could tell us that, but we'll leave that for a little bit later to find out about the Hoard and such like, and then we'll learn a little bit more about Joe, because we don't want to start off and then come down a little bit. Do we want to reach a crescendo? Look at what I'm doing here. I've moved my camera. I don't know where my hands are. That shouldn't be
Hold
there.
my
It should be
hand.
over there.
That'd be good if it could go through. Sorry, we're like kids in front of Dixon's in the 1980s with video cameras on the television in Dixon's. Remember that when you had videos in front of the shop? Anyway, sorry, David.
Sorry, I'm still doing it.
Where did you want to start, Dave, with this? Because it's
Mark, Joe, introduce yourself for those who don't know you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, basically, just two normal detectives, working class guys at the time away. One of us is retired since, obviously, as you know.
You're looking well for your age, Mark.
And we just happened to, stumble on this hoard on one Sunday morning in 2016. So, and literally, the word stumble is the correct word, I think, because you don't plan for anything, quite like this, with the find that we found. So,
how long have you been detecting together prior to the find?
Well, we've been off and on detecting for 40 years. Originally, going back in the 70s, 80s, I was detecting with my dad, and then Joe's always been a lifelong friend, and he tagged on towards the end of the 80s with us, and then we were going places all over the country, basically Lichfield, Lincolnshire, going all over, trying to find, obviously ploughed land, because there's no ploughed land around here. And it kind of led on from there, really, because I started off the background, really, and digging for old bottles, Victorian bottles, on Victorian bottle dumps. And then the treasure hunting come alongside that, the metal detecting did. And that's how I first kicked in. Like I say, Joe then come to the latter end of when we're in the 80s, when the kids were growing up, kind of thing. And we started out detecting then. And then we had probably a 20-year period in between where we kind of packed in and we went our own ways, separate ways, doing different hobbies. And it was only really because of my father, my dad, who said to us, who kept badgering us, I don't know why you don't go out and get some detectors again and go out there and kind of find your fortune kind of thing, Because obviously every time he read the newspaper in Last Sun or the Mirror or whatever, somebody's found a hoard and somebody's, oh, look, this could be you. Come on, get yourselves kitted out again. And really, on the back of that, that's what we did. Back in, I think it was about 2011, 10, 11, something like that.
Went out and bought ourselves 2 new detectors and started again.
Yeah, that was it, really.
Yeah.
What detectors was it then? Did you buy?
No, Adventist.
XP Adventist we decided on. Yeah. I did a bit of research. With getting back into the hobby again, we thought, well, we won't go the full hog and go for the top end machines, which we couldn't really afford anyway. So we did a bit of research, and the Adventist appealed to us a little bit. We just turn on and go, no meters, nothing fancy, and away you go kind of thing. So the price was right, because I've always had my detectors from, sorry about this, I can say, Regtons. I always had my detectors from Regtons. And they were doing interest-free at the time, interest-free credit on this Adventist. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. So that's what I did. I bought it on interest-free. And then with me, sorry.
No, which I think they still do now, don't they? Like many other people.
Yeah,
which is handy.
Yeah. Like I say, I was basically skint at the time. So yeah, I basically started up again doing it that way. And then Joe still had his Dorado 120, and he was coming out with his Dorado 120 still, with me Adventist. And he decided then to take the plunge and, get an Adventist as well. So we were both kitted up.
Do you know, I've only actually heard of the Adventist via yourself, Mark, when you've discussed it in the past. I've never heard of it otherwise.
Right, yeah. I believe it's very popular in Europe. It was very popular in Europe. I don't think they do. They probably do, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it was a popular European machine rather than in this country. But it was a 4 kilohertz machine, and basically it was more for coin shooting really, and that's what we wanted. Something basic to get back into the hobby again. So just like I say, turn on and go basically.
It's mad, isn't it?
I've just started to change the screens.
I'll step back a bit.
It's mad, isn't it? 4 kilohertz. And you think most people today wouldn't entertain that. People, they want to get up to like 28, 30, 40, 50 with your DASs and your multi-frequencies. Yet 4 kilohertz is plenty good enough for coins.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget, obviously, this area we're in, the Staffordshire Moorlands, North Staffordshire, it's all pasture. We've hardly got any ploughed land at all. So obviously, the 4 kilohertz punches a bit deeper, but obviously on the bigger objects, that's what we say. And then also, it's intersensitive on the smaller stuff, quite rightly, Adrian, like you say. But, we wanted something that punched a little bit deeper in pasture. So hence what we went, what I went for that for in the first place.
Have you still got those machines?
Still got them, yeah. For nostalgia, obviously. We use them every now and again. We pull them out and dust them off and recharge them and use them every now and again for nostalgia more than anything. But we've kept the machines we found the hoard with, yeah.
Yeah. And you still detect together regularly?
Oh, yeah.
Every Sunday,
yeah.
Yeah, without fail.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. We're not, to be quite honest with you, we are fair weather detectors as well.
If it rains, we don't bother.
But if it's raining, if we get kitted up and it's raining once we're out there, we're happy with that. We're fine. But we don't like getting changed in the wet these days.
No.
As we'll learn more about a little bit later.
Yeah.
Adrian, Kerry asks, are you wearing a Burger King fleece? And I've noticed you've actually got it on upside down. Oh, there you are. Yeah. That's better.
It's for them.
I got a Burger King.
You got free burgers to promote them on the show, didn't you?
I got some chips. But no, I had a burger. My daughter got a Burger King delivery tonight, and the sticker was so nice. I said, "Oh, it's a shame to waste it, so I'll put it on here, and people will think it's an expensive or cheap brand." So I put it on there. But I could work for Burger King, couldn't I? Yeah, it'd be quite nice. Mark and Joe, you don't work anymore, I understand.
No, I don't. No, I retired 3 years ago from the same place where Dave works.
Sorry, Joe. I just popped up. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Both of us, Dave, yeah.
No, not 2 years, 3. Dear. No, I still work. Yeah, I still go.
So, yeah.
But you know what, Adrian? Everybody was coming to work. Do you know Joe? Do you know Joe? I was like, no, I don't know. You know Joe? He works over in Baco. I don't know Joe. Joe who found the Leekfrith. I don't know Joe. He's a bastard.
So I'll second that.
One of the chaps I work with actually know you both very well, didn't he? And he's retired himself now. Carl. It's not Carl. That's not his name. You know him on about.
But he had a lot of folk there.
Mine's gone blank. He knew you from very, very years. I'm going to have to text somebody and find out who it is. He will know who it is. Who?
Carl Shingley?
No, it wasn't Carl. I can't remember his name. His nickname was Fish Lips.
Carl Pilkington?
No, not Carl Pilkington.
Carl Pilkington.
Our unit, they called him Fish Lips, and I can't remember his real name because that's stuck in my head.
Dave, you don't remember
Jeff.
Jeff. Jeff Machin.
Jeff Machin, that's him.
That's him. Hello, Jeff.
Jeff Machin.
Jeff used to live with me.
Yeah, he knew you for years, didn't he?
I'm sure he'll appreciate being called Fish Lips on YouTube.
That's cool off you, that has, Dave. Not me.
I didn't call it him. Other people called it me. It was just stuck in my head.
Stuck in your head, yeah.
So you've come back into the hobby. You've travelled around the country. What sort of places have you been to then, other than obviously Detectable?
We did the Rodney Coop a couple of years ago. We didn't did the Rodney Coop. And we don't really go far afield, to be quite honest. It's only the rallies that appeal to us, the bigger ones. Like I say, more from the social aspect. We do a little bit with a little group in Derbyshire because we're basically loners. We go out on our own, so we do a little bit with a little group in Derbyshire, Hammered Hunters, and as far as we venture. Like I say, these talks are found on his doorstep virtually. Half a mile from where we live. So it just goes to prove a point that you don't have to travel to find stuff,
I can see the field from my house. So,
Yeah. Do you know there's a rallies group that cover that particular area? And I know 2 weeks ago in Leek, they found a coin hoard. And apparently this coin hoard, they were all fake coins. And there was a very famous what's the word? Person who makes fake coins. What were they called? Mine's gone blank again. Forger. Very famous forger in Leek who actually got, I think he might have even got either put in prison or I don't know if they hung him or anything like that back in the 1700s. And they believe because they also found the striking thing as well. And they believe it was obviously this forger's lot that they found this hoard. So that was in Leek. Midlands Detecting Days. They do a lot of. Well, I've seen them twice on the Leek Road. I popped in to say hello a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I've shared it to the group today as well. So hello, if there's anybody watching from Midlands Detecting Days.
Yeah, we do know of them. Yes, yeah.
But we don't have an out there with them we just
go
on his own and that's it.
Pretty antisocial we are, Dave.
Apart from when you come for the socialising.
Yeah, except on the rally.
I'm hoping to organise my own local dig for friends and invitees only. So you'll definitely get an invite to that if I can source the land. Well, I will be able to source the land when I can sort it out anyway. So you'll get an invite to that. You can come to Adrian if you want to drive up, but you get to drink Northern beer. I'll take you to the brewery to drink.
I'll come. I don't know how long does it take me to get to you, Dave?
I don't know, 4.5 hours.
On a moped, probably 7.
If you come on the train with your moped, it'll be dead quick.
That's true. It's got pedals on it. It's Pooch Maxi 1978. So I should be able to.
You're
Yeah,
lying
that'd be good.
again. Stop lying again.
Yep, I am lying again. I'm up for that. That'd be quite good, actually. Can I sleep in your house?
Of course you can.
Yeah, that's good. You got 2 toilets?
No.
Oh,
Not that posh.
oh. But
Got a grid in the back garden.
yeah, I'm up for that. Mark, Joe, you're being politically correct. Partners, because I don't know if you're married or not. What did they think of you two when you went detecting? Did they used to think you're a bunch of idiots wasting your time, didn't know what you're doing prior to you coming home with your find?
Yeah, well, it was a case of, you're not going out detecting again, are you? Oh God, we got this do, we got that do. You got to paint this, you got to do that. Now all of a sudden we found this. It's kind of like, oh, you're going out still now? You're going out today? Come on, get yourself up, get yourself out. Come on. So totally changed around. The mentality has. Anyway, let's put it that way by the missuses.
I mean, we only went out on a Sunday morning, so we started out at about 7 in summer, 8 in winter. So we were only for 4 hours. We back home for dinner.
Yeah.
So they were still in bed.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny, isn't it? You sort of, when you finally come home with good finds, my housing manager, or my wife as I call her, housing manager, it suddenly they're like, oh, you're actually finding stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gold. Oh, and oh, is that worth something? Well, yes, but I'll put it in my collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, especially those who've never detected or been out for, don't realise what you can find. It changes people's perception of the hobby massively.
Well, whenever I'm trying to get out, I always show Mrs. Sadler, Mark and Joe's finds and said, look, this is from just up the road. Can I go detecting?
Yeah. How far is it from you, Dave? Sorry.
10 mile? Leekfrith, Congleton?
Yeah. About that. Yeah.
Less than that.
I'd say about 8 miles probably.
Next town?
Yeah. Next town up, other than Macclesfield, isn't it? So
yeah, we forget about it. I don't like that place.
Yeah, going back to what Adrian said about the fines when you bring them home, we treated these talks, not very good, to be quite honest with you, not very well, because when we brought them and showed the families, because the first thing we did was show the messages, and we didn't know we did know what they were, but obviously we got them and we were handling them.
We were just passing them around.
We were passing them around, and they were putting them, up to the necks, and they were trying them on the bracelet. They were try the bracelet on, and we treated them not very well, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, the archaeologists should have had a field day with us.
They would have been very happy if they saw how we handled them. So, it's true what it is.
I'm just trying to see how you do this. That'll do. I can't suss these things out. I'm trying to get a better view.
Yeah, and I took him in work the next day with me because I declared him the following day. And the workers I was working with, I showed them, because I wanted to know what I found. And I was showing them, and they were picking him up and holding him and, messing about with him and everything kind of thing. And, looking back, it was a bit of a no-no, really. I shouldn't have done that. But,
well,
at the time,
we'll see him. We're there at the talks. Let's talk about when you actually found them, the day you found them. I know the story. Adrian knows only what he's read on the website.
Right. Yeah. Do you want me to go first or what? And then
crack on. Yeah.
No, just basically like we said.
Right from what you had from breakfast.
Sorry, you didn't catch that. Sorry, Adrian, didn't catch that.
What did you say?
Right from the start. What you had for breakfast.
We didn't have any breakfast. I was slightly hungover from Saturday night. I was.
Still got this in it.
Yeah, slightly hungover from Saturday night, and I didn't want to go out. Forced myself to go. Pick Joe up, and I said, "Listen, mate, I feel a bit rough today. But worse for the wear." He says, "Oh well, don't bother. We won't go. We'll stay in bed. I'll go back in the house." I says, "No. says, force yourselves to go because fresh air will do me good, kind of thing, bring me around a little bit. And on the back of that, we got this ground at the time, and then we got, I think, one other farm. That was all we had, because, like I say, we just started back into it again. But it was a fair few acres, the farm, where we found them on anyway. And going back, we had the permission 20 years, 30 years previously as well, which my dad had got previously. So, yeah, it was just like a normal Sunday morning, nothing special, really. And where we kind of like set a plan of a route to where we're going to walk, which fields we're going to go through. And it was just a case of we'll go up the hill, turn left, we'll go back round the back of the farm and then come down. How about that for 2 or 3 hours? And that was basically all it was. No plan, like I say, stumbled on him on a Sunday morning. And Joe got the first signal off him. He found the big Torc, the big neck Torc. He found that one first. I turned my machine off. I'd had enough. I was down the bottom of the field. And like I say, because I was still a bit worse for wear. And he basically come down to me, waving this Torc, the big Torc. And that's when you go in a state of shock, obviously. Massive state of shock kicks in. I think he knew what it was deep down, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
He knew what it was deep down, but he didn't really know the significance of it, what it was. I thought it was Bronze Age at first. That's what came into my head. Because there has been Bronze Age finds found in the area. I think Dave's got a theory on that regarding the Bronze Age accents that have been found. So I thought it was Bronze Age. So I said to him, where did you find this? And he said, signal up the top of the hill. So we trips back up the top of the hill. He got his hole still open where he dug it out from, not more than probably 6 inches down. And then I said to him, I kicked in then, and when I come round a little bit, I said, well, you know what this means?
You mean it sobered you up?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I said, jokingly, where there's one, there's more, isn't there? You hear these hordes, not thinking there's going to find any more. And then we just scoured an area roughly of about probably 2 meters square and found the other 3.5 Torcs. So yeah, absolutely. They come out in the space of about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they weren't very deep.
No, they weren't very deep. Like I say, we had the advantages at the time. I think you would have found them with, the basic machine, really. The signals weren't booming. The signals weren't exactly booming. With him being solid gold light, you thought you'd banging your headphones off, but they weren't. They were quite whispery signals.
So you've been in this field before, I take it?
We'd done the bank side where we found them 2 weeks before. Wow. And we thought we'd done it pretty thorough. But what we did on this Sunday morning was we decided to go another route around the field and then come back down the field instead of going across it.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like I say, I thought I'd done the area before, but obviously I hadn't. And Joe just come down and got the signal, and we stumbled on him on a Sunday morning.
Mental.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Did you swear? Did you swear?
We didn't. We
was a shock, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got our phones on us, and we got, we could have taken photos, we could have taken a video, which we should have done at the time. It was just a state of shock.
That's his biggest regret, we got his phones on us, and we took no footage, nothing. Photos, nothing.
Just in a state of massive shock.
After we thought about it, we gutted about
that. Yeah. But we were digging him. We were digging him out, and in fact, at one time, I think Joe dug one of the twisted bracelet one, and he just basically threw it on the ground. He says, "Look, another one." And it was just like made up stuff. He couldn't believe it. How they were coming out.
Oh, it was mad for me because I think it was a couple of days before they went to coroner. I got a phone call from the Leek Times and Post, which is your local newspaper, asking me if I knew anything about it.
Yeah,
I ain't got a clue. So I contacted a friend of mine who's got a farm in Rushton Spencer, and they obviously know the owner of the farm that you found the hoard on.
Yeah.
So he told them. So she told me. So it was like, this is just mental. Whereabouts? And she said, I think it was in this particular place. See how good I'm protecting the site here. And obviously, it was mental. Couldn't believe it. And then obviously thereafter, you were doing a series of talks with the Fines Liaison Officer, Mark.
Well, I did that after it was all come out in the papers, in the press, and it went national. It went all over the world, didn't it? It went global, because that was the mad block bit about it. Because obviously they're still selling it as the oldest Iron Age gold ever found in Britain. Mm-hmm. You know, and yeah, so it still is. It still stands. The oldest Iron Age gold ever found in Britain. So it's quite, you know, you have to pinch yourself every day when you get up still, even 5 years on coming up. We pinch ourselves every day, you know, we can't believe it.
I see in the background you got a picture of it. Have you both got a picture in your house?
Yeah. I've got mine here, and I've got a hobby room upstairs, and I keep a few bottles, metal detecting finds. I do a bit of fishing, so I've got a hobby room, and I've got pictures all over my hobby room. Of course, we're on the Searcher magazine. We're on the front cover of that. I've got one of them framed in my hobby room, and then of course got all the newspaper clippings because it went like the next day. It was all in the papers, you know, every paper, Mirror, Sun, everything. It was just, you know, so massive at the time.
So the minute you got it, sorry, Dave.
No, you carry on, young man.
The minute you got it home and you showed your wife, friends, family, people at work, you then obviously contacted your local Flow. After that, how did you find it with the press contacting you?
Yeah.
Friends that you have been friends with for 30 years suddenly like, oh, do you want to go for a beer? How was that?
Yeah, we had a couple of them. We had a couple come out of the woodwork who wanted to know everything about it. But generally, to be fair, the old metal detecting establishment and the people, you know, we never had any bad input at all. Nothing bad said that we heard of anyway. I mean, dare say there was one or two people said something, you know, but I mean, yeah, generally from the metal detecting community as a whole, it was all good. It was fantastic. It just flowed really, to be quite honest with you. When I contacted the Flow on, I tried to ring her on the Sunday night and it went to voicemail. A lady called Teresa Gilmore. She's a Staffordshire Fines Liaison Officer, and then I rung her the following day on the Monday because I slept with the talks at the side of my bed because I didn't know what else to do. You know, I didn't know where to put them, what do I do with them, kind of thing. And that was a scary bit as well. You know, even for one night, I'd had enough even for one night, having the side of my bed. And contacted the Flow the next day. Once again, it went to voicemail. So I thought, oh, right, what do I do now? I'm you know, who do I contact? So I worked for Stoke-on-Trent City Council. So I thought, right, the only best thing to do now is contact the museum, the Potteries Museum, and see if they can advise me any other way. So I rang the Potteries Museum, and fully enough, it's all dropped into place. This as it sounds so watch it at the time. The Fines Liaison Office, Teresa, was doing a Fines Day at the Potteries Museum on the Monday. That's why her phone was off. So really, I had to take them up basically at dinner time on the Monday, and walk in with him in a household duster, wrapped in a household duster, and basically dropped a table in front of it. And you can imagine the shock, when she saw him.
And then from there, what happened after that? How was it?
Yeah, well, basically, I when I showed him, I was consoling her because she was crying. I was holding her hands, and she was crying, and she didn't know what to do. So they put a call out.
Was she pretty?
Yeah, he's on the ball.
Yeah, nice lady, actually, Teresa. Nice lady. Yeah. So anyway,
moving on.
I'm trying to be serious here.
We don't, mate. We never do.
Yeah. So then what happened was I calmed her down, and that's kind of things start dropping into place there in your mind. You start thinking this must be special if she started crying like this. Then she put a call out for the curator of the museum, who was Deb Klempner at the time, a lady called Deb Klempner. Deb turned up about 10 minutes.
I thought you said they were dead clever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, she turned up. The curator of the museum did, and she basically went into shock as well. And then they whisked me downstairs because basically when on the Fines Day at the Potter's Museum, it's like a little pub table in the foyer as you come into the museum, and everybody's there, of course, sharing the finds and whatever, and they're putting the stuff out on this little pub table with 2 chairs around it. And then when I dropped these on the table, obviously they whisked me off downstairs. I was whisked downstairs in the basement. There's like a big lab table down there, big lab table. We put all the talks on the lab table. And then next thing I know, I got a phone. I was on the phone to the county archaeologist, Steve Dean at the time. He's left now. He's moved on to Pastures New. And the photographer come in, taking photos. There was staff, museums. Well, there was people coming in to look at the talks. I didn't know at the time, but there were museum staff. So the word must have got round to the museum staff that somebody had found something quite good. And there was like museum staff coming in, queuing up at the door, coming to have a look at them.
And I bet that was just so surreal for you, Mark.
Oh, massively, Dave. In space of a day, you're sitting in front of all these museum people and they're photographing your finds, and you're on the phone to the county archaeologists, and they're telling you they've got to be locked up in the safe the same day. So, yeah. Of course, all this time, Joe was on nights, of course, so I was in bed. He was in bed, diving again. He could come down with us. So it was kind of like up to me to take him in. So yeah, that was the story of the day when we declared him after.
At what point did you actually get in contact with Joe then?
I did when I got back up. When he got back up at night, I said, "Listen, I've taken him in, and I think we found something special. I think that the watch it of it all hit us then more that we found something really good."
I think you better throw a sickie in, Joe.
I'm not like that, Dave.
Not anymore. You can do it all you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, did you when you first got together? Did you go for a beer or anything?
No.
Just sit down and think, "Oh my God."
Yeah. We carried on as normal because Joe was due in work on the Monday night anyway. We found him on the Sunday, and he goes through.
I go out Sunday night. I used to go out Sunday nights, and get up Monday 1 o'clock, 2 in the afternoon.
Do his night shift.
Do my night shift.
So yeah, we carried on as normal.
Yeah,
just carried on as normal. We didn't really sink into us until we did the, it broke in the media, and then we, kind of like had a few beers after that when they started banding how much it could be worth around,
But we kept going up with your dad, didn't we?
Yeah, well, my dad was alive at the time, and I showed my dad the find because he died. We found him in December 2016. He died in January 2017 because my dad was like behind it all, obviously, getting his gearings up to go out again and all that. And he wasn't very well at the time, but we showed him all the stuff, and he said, "I told you, didn't I? I told you, you wasted all them years in between, and there you go, I've told you." So it was a nice thing I'd be able to show him, but he didn't see the aftermath of when it all happened and when we got the payout and all that kind of thing.
So how long was it before it all ended up? Like, obviously, at the time you thought, well, it's going to be sold, but how long did it take before it all went to auction and all stuff like that?
Yeah,
well, they fast-tracked it, to be honest with you. Normally, it takes years. Well, on this
particular one,
on this one, like they fast-tracked it.
Yeah, they got it done and dusted with the press release and the actual payout. We got paid in the October, November of 2017. So, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's very
quick, very quick. And they kind of like fast tracked it for whatever reason at the time. You know, they fast tracked it. So we had the press release. I think it was the 25th or 26th of February, where all the television stations were on it. We had to do interviews on the field with Sky and BBC News, ITV News. We were on, like, obviously at night on the news at 10, news at 9 o'clock on the day after the press release. And then, like I say, it then went to valuation, Treasury Valuation Committee, not long after that. In the meantime, I think Prince Charles was coming up as well to view the Pottage Museum. There was some do on at the Pottage Museum, and he wanted to see the talks, but they were already in London, ready to be valued. So they had to bring them back specially for Prince Charles, to have a look at. He specifically wanted to see him at the time because he heard about him in the media and the press. And they brought him back especially for Prince Charles. Yeah, so...
Mark Hambleton and Joe Kania by royal decree.
Or something like that. Yeah, you could say that, mate. Yeah, you're not thinking of it like that, to be quite honest. Yeah. But it was, like I say, at the time, it was, it went, like I say, it went global. And it's funny to see Charlie and Camilla handling him, and not 3 or 4 months earlier, we dug them up out of the field.
They were handling them with white gloves and you were throwing them round places.
Yeah, exactly. The places them talks have been, David, nobody's business.
when obviously, moving on from that, I know that the archaeologists obviously would have wanted to look at the site. You've told me about that in the past. What occurred with that then? Were you part of the archaeologists going on site? Were you there to show them exactly what was what?
Yeah, I like Joe tell us.
They allowed us to detect the area. What they dug out, they dug what do you call it? A trench, like 10 foot be about 8.
Yeah, something
like that. A trench where we found it, and they told us we could go over it, but not round the edges or anything like that. We could go on the spoils, but not detect around the edges. So, and we found nothing, to be honest.
No, nothing at all. No other signal at all. No. I mean, it's a dead field, really, to be quite honest. The signals in the field in the past, it's a dead field. There's no activity at all, nothing. You know where you detectives say hotspots? Well, no hotspot there, mate. No hotspot there whatsoever. No. It was just a dead field, honestly.
Do you know, I've actually got one of them, and I'm thinking to myself, no, I really need to take a little bit more notice of that. That's near Goresworth, so we know the history there, don't we?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Dave, have you got some pictures of the find?
I did try and bring them up before. Let me try again. Let me share the screen.
Because they are very sexy. It's beautiful. Really, really.
Yeah, they call it Iron Age bling, they call it.
Yeah.
It's women's jewellery as well. It's a woman's jewellery. It wasn't worn by a man. It was a woman's jewellery.
Or a very feminine man.
Yeah. Got to be careful there.
No. Just bear with me on this, Adrian. I'm actually sharing the screen, but it hasn't started sharing it proper yet. Let me stop and try again.
That's all right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Joe,
right,
there it is. That's why.
Don't get another beer.
I've sussed out why now.
Yeah, the little bracelet. That's the little bracelet there. That's the earliest Celtic gold. That's the earliest Celtic engraving on a piece of gold in the country. So they said.
Wow.
It's Celtic. It's got Celtic origins engraving on the little bracelet. That was the one that would have fetched the most money. That one would. I think they valued that one at 175,000. And then the others, various prices on the others.
Which of these four was the one that Joe originally came to you with?
The top one.
The top one.
That one, yeah.
That one, yeah. That's the one he found, and he waved in front of my nose.
And this one is the one with the engraving on.
Sorry.
That's the one. That's the one with the engraving on the little bracelet, the Celtic engraving.
What did you say? Sorry, Adrian.
Roughly how big are they?
Well, the big one's the neck torque. What he's pointing to now, that's the big neck torque that went around the neck. They did give the sizes, but I couldn't tell you the sizes off the top of my head. The little bracelet, the little bracelet there, that was obviously a bracelet to go on the wrist, or further up the. They could have said it could have gone further up the arm if it was a female's arm. And same with the twisted gold one on the right, yeah, which Dave's pointing to now. That was it. That's twisted gold, and that's a light neck torque as well. That was a neck torque again. And then the one underneath, which is a half of one there, but we found the other after that. There's another story regarding that. We found the other after that, after the archaeologists had dug the site.
Oh.
Fantastic.
So that was a neck torque as well.
I hope good on some lads there.
The inevitable media pose.
Yeah, that's the one, mate.
So it's changed your lives, hasn't it? Really?
Oh God, massive,
Yeah,
massively.
I retired on the back of it.
You weren't particularly far off, though, were you, Joe? You were a few years out of going anyway.
No, it wasn't, Dave. I was thinking about it at 62 to retire, like, and I was iffing and ahhing about it. Like, obviously, I'm talking with the wife about it. Like, she says, "Well, we'll see what we could do, you know." And then this come up, and that was it. Then I left.
Answer solved. Yeah. From my point of view, I'm still working now, but I mean, you know, it does sound a lot at the time, but when you actually break it down, you know, you've got to go halves with the farmer, obviously. You know, we get like a half each between ourselves kind of thing. You know, it doesn't go very far. I paid my mortgage off. I've got a bit of mortgage left. Didn't do anything mad. I've got three grown-up kids, and kind of like give them a chunk each, help them out. You know, and then you know I carried on. I carried on working. I still am now.
Well, you both didn't go out and buy a new machine at all, did you?
Oh no. Well, yeah, we did. Yeah, no. Hang on a minute. Yeah, we decided. You know, the Adventists had done us proud. So we took the plunge. We went for Davis's.
There's a lot of having. Dave Mark found me one. Deus.
I bought a brand new one. He bought one second hand.
600 quid.
Good egg.
Yeah. Very good, mate, isn't he?
So you said there's a story behind the other parts. You went back after the archaeologists and you found the other parts.
Yeah, well, basically, we couldn't go back on the site for a few months. They wouldn't let us on, obviously, because they were doing the dig, and they wanted to keep us off as long as possible for whatever reason. And we ended up asking the landowner if we could go back on again, if it's all right with him, because we hadn't heard anything off anybody to say yay or nay, you could go on again. So Joe will tell you the story. We went back on again, and go on, you tell the story.
Well, I asked the farmer, like, I said, "Is it all right to go on?" He says, yeah, it's your field now, that is. We said, all right, that's all right then. So we went back on it, and Mark was detecting above, because it's on a bank side, and Mark was detecting above where they dug the trench, and I was at the bottom end. And about 6 inches away from where they dug, I found the other half.
Wow.
So,
where they told you not to. Where they told you not to when you were
on the day. Yeah,
we weren't allowed to scour the edges of the thing, you know. Yeah. So we went. It
was
back.
Only 6 inches away.
We went back and then found the other half, and then I had to do the same process again. I had to go in on the Monday morning again to say, "Here we go. We got the other half of the talk." The press release was on the Tuesday. So they said, "Oh, we've done all the stuff now for the press release. What we're going to do? We either leave the half off and do it as a separate thing, or we throw it in with the press release." So they decided, which I'm glad really, they threw it in with the press on the Tuesday morning. And they put them all together, and you know, shot it all together on the Tuesday morning.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't hear us before, because he joined the show late, Adrian. Graham Dempsey, happy birthday. We did sing to you. We did have a cake. Where were you? Going out partying.
That's out of order, isn't it? Anyone would think, because it's your birthday doesn't mean you can't watch a show, but when it's not every day you're 62 or 63.
62, yeah, like Joe was when he was considering retiring.
Yeah.
But definitely. Joe doesn't look like a Cenobite out of Hellraiser.
No. Joe's got a nice hat. What's on your hat, Joe?
That is.
I'm a gold digger.
No, he's a twat.
Oh, well, you're getting him confused with me there.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm a BMW twat now, by the way.
Oh, right. You got up in the wheel now, you mate.
Oh, yes. What?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we? 5:25 to 9. So we've got the Just Detect weekly draw, free draw for the Just Detect app users. Will be going on in 5 minutes or so. Before that, I best give the parish notices that he's sent me over, which I've absolutely no idea where they are. Okay, so you can now see your detector use. Well, I'll start again. You can now see which detector you use the most over time on your JD profile. If you're looking for sponsorship, can you email sponsorship@just-detect.com. If you would like, start again there. I'm going tight. Put me eyes further away. If you like Just Detect, please share across socials and groups and spread the word. There you go. So that's the parish notices. In fact, I may as well go over now for the draw while we're talking about it. Oh, I wish Luke was here. This gets me. I don't know what's happening.
I'll tell you what I've got to mention tonight, Dave. I can't say his name, but he's on Facebook. You shared a post of his tonight. Maciej Gadonsky. You know the guy who takes really good photos?
Oh, that is hilarious.
The one with the kids making a sandcastle, and he's got the metal detector knocking the sandcastle down. Or it's his wife. But how'd you say his name, Dave?
I don't know. What I'll do, I'll go onto Facebook now and find these particular pictures because absolutely brilliant. Some of them he's got his wife dragging him from behind, hasn't it? Dragging him from behind in like you're not going metal detecting sort of way. Let me find it. Where is it?
I'll tell you what. It reminds me of the old Giles cartoons, but metal detecting. The old Giles cartoons, metal detecting.
There he is. My wife loves to walk with the detector on. Can you not see it? Can you see it?
No.
What can you see?
No.
What can you see?
Yes, now. Yeah.
Now can you see it? Can you see it? Hello? Could you see it then?
Can you hear me? I think I'm dropping out. Am I dropping out?
Anyway, it's Maciej Gadsinowski. And this is a picture of his wife who loves to detect the detector on the beach. It makes her happy, destroying them sandcastles. But he's made some absolutely fantastic ones. Did you see any of that? Are you still with us, Adrian? Adrian?
Am I back? Am I back?
Yes. Let's do the Just Detect. So, Just Detect, for those who don't know already, is a fine recording app, but you are now able to upgrade to enter pro draws in-app, receive UK insurance and permissions, organise digs and rallies as the benefit, and a quarterly copy of the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. Just Detect Pro membership for pro draws, insurance and magazine is £10 one-off and £2.99 a month. And the Just Detect premium membership for the magazine and insurance only is £10 per year. So you can download the app and you can upload all your finds, as you can see over yonder. And the first pro member only draw is live in app currently. Enter for your chance to win an Equinox 800. So anyway, tonight's draw is 263 entrants. I haven't entered, Adrian. Nah.
I have.
What did he tell me to do before? Let me do this. That's better. Is that better?
Yeah.
Right. So first prize tonight is a composite cleaning pencil kit. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Second prize is detectable Mind Lab merchandise, and third prize Just Detect merchandise. So, without further ado, hey, that looks all right, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Just Detect should do a year's subscription for free. Just a hint.
Just a hint. Are you listening, Scott?
Probably cheaper than a hat and a T-shirt.
So the winner of the cleaning pencil kit is Shrevey Boy.
What?
Second prize, detectable Mind Lab merchandise. Oh, I saw Graham Dempsey then. Imagine if Graham Dempsey won the composite cleaning pencil. That was Ken Sampson. I haven't seen you in here yet. Is Al Yee or All Yee has won the detectable Mind Lab merchandise. And for the Just Detect merchandise, I hate this word merch. Why can't you just write it in full? Merchandise, not merch. Are you 12? John Parrott I saw then. He's a snooker player. He's dead famous. Is Rafa IL. So the winner of the composite cleaning pencil kit is Shrevey Boy. The detectable Mind Lab merch is All Ye. And the Just Detect merch is Rafa IL. So
whilst Mark's out the room, should we ask Joe if he was going to hide some of the find?
What's that, lad?
Were you going to pocket some of it, Joe, whilst Mark's not there? When you found the talk, were you going to quickly put it in your pocket?
No, I'm not like that, Steve. I'm not like that, mate. No, I'm not like that, mate. No.
When Mark comes back in, we'll
he's here now. He's listening to you.
He's back. That's why Joe was saying no.
Just got plug in, man. Battery's low.
Battery's low on phone.
Hold on,
he's plugging in. He's plugging in.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Go on.
Flesh.
Where were we? We were talking about the Hoard.
No, I didn't. No.
Now, you've also had, since then, it's been your own TV version of the Detectorists where Lance finds his gold, and you've not found anything of consequence since, really, have you?
I knew you were going to mention this. No, absolutely, Jack. No. We found absolutely... Well, it's a lie. We found the odd hammer coin in that, but nothing special at all. No gold at all. Nothing to shout home about. So,
and did you actually do a gold dance?
No.
And we're not doing one now.
We're not doing one now.
He's preempting me here, Adrian.
It's strictly gold.
Yeah, no, it's one of them whereby it was the case of the gold, I think, but you can't be too greedy. You can't be too greedy, can you?
I mean, we've done well on it.
We've done well, haven't we?
Yeah, I've been detecting since 1970s with my dad, and I still haven't found any gold.
Yeah.
Scott from Just Detect has said in the comments, well done to all the winners. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen because I could do that. Well done to all the winners. The next free draw will be published in app tomorrow, so you can automatically join the draw for next week tomorrow.
Chucking a year's subscription, Scott. That'd be good, wouldn't it, Dave?
Read the bottom of the screen. Read the bottom of the screen.
Oh.
I think he's well ahead.
Should be on commission.
Who did a big trump then, by the way? It's Adrian again. You've had a motorbike go past, or somebody's ragging you around the field.
It was a motorbike go past. When I'm on the show, there's a lot of mopeds go past and cars and things. So I think we have a big straight near our house, Country Lane, and a lot of Subarus and things. You're right, Dave.
I'm trying to. My camera's been doing me head in all night. I've just realised why.
It's slowly moving down like that.
Yeah, it's the blue tack's melting.
So, Mark, Joe, we don't want to say how much it was worth on the show, but it was worth hundreds of thousands, wasn't it? You'll find.
Yeah, I mean, we don't mind telling you what it was.
Everybody else knows.
Everybody's out
Go
there
on,
anyway.
go on, tell everyone. Go on. People have been asking.
Yeah. It was the various valuations coming from the Treasury Valuation Committee. There was one as low as 175,000. The one at 375,000. So they estimated it. Well, the valuation come out at 325,000. So half and half, obviously, with the landowner. So if you can do the maths, I think it was 80-odd thousand, £250 each, something like that. We received check paid into your bank account.
And then Joe walked into work with a letter saying, "See ya."
Yeah.
Joe, you worked for the same. How many years did you work for that company?
39 years.
39 years.
Yeah.
You've got less for murder, mate. Do you miss it, Joe?
My friends, Dave, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the company looked after us, Dave, so I've no regrets working there like that.
The banter is it's great there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. But the lads I've got with us, it was great. Good times.
Yeah, I'm on overtime. We're on our shutdown at the minute. I'm in on overtime on Sunday.
What's it like there, Dave, now?
I wouldn't like to say on air, Joe.
JCB YouTube forum.
It's changed, Joe. It's changed, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I see you, Joe.
Dave,
what?
You go to work to make money, and if you make friends, it's a bonus. That's what it's all about.
I go to work to make money and have a laugh. If I don't have a laugh, it's not worth working there.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's sadly it's about making money. So Mark, you still work now, obviously.
Yeah, I still do. Yeah, like you just said, for the reasons I've only worked in a small team, but it's just I love the banter of the lads. I love going in still. I've got a bit of a desk job, so it isn't taxing. Nothing, there's no hard work involved there. So I just love doing what I'm doing. I've been in printing all my life. It's like a print diploma to me. So I've been in printing all my life.
Is it background?
Yeah, I used to be a planner, Reaper Graphics planner. Do you remember those?
Yeah. I do know. Yes, yeah.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s, it's like loads of money, but it all went a bit pear-shaped with the Apple computers coming along. But it's changed.
I've been printing all my life. So it's something I know and something I've done, and I still love the job. So why pack it in? I retire in 2 years anyway, so which is a bonus. But yeah,
Joe welds them, I spray them. There you go, Joe. We got our bit in there, didn't we?
Welded me a nice gate a bit ago.
Sorry?
He welded me a nice gate a bit ago.
How much did you pay him?
Not a lot, mate. Not a lot. Couple of beers. That was it. Sorry, Adrian.
It's all right, Mark. When you retire, will you and Joe go out detecting more than on every Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Bit of fishing, bit of detecting.
Yeah, I went today, Dave. Fishing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did Mark go with you?
No, he's still working, isn't he?
Did you catch fish slips from Dave's work or not? Or is he next year?
He's retired now.
Fisher lips.
Yeah, fisher lips.
You actually didn't know that, but we can actually understand why he's called that now, can't you?
I understand it. Yeah. We've known Jeff all our lives because he used to live in Meerbrook. He used to live on the hillside, and the other side of the hills where we found the gold torcs.
Yeah.
So basically, we've known Jeff all our lives. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Again, nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I just forgot his real name.
His wallet's a bit like that as well.
Do you know? True story, right?
Yeah.
All the lads from work have been going for breakfast during when we were in lockdown and what have you. When it reopened and we were still off work on furlough, they were all going for breakfast and meeting up at whatever outdoor eatery place locally for breakfast. And every time they said he was there and his wallet was too heavy, but it was got moth coming out of it. Every time they said exactly the same as you just said.
Yeah, that's Jeff, definitely. Yeah. Because you said about the wallet first as well, you know, when it twigged straight away. Yeah.
Very careful he is with his money.
Adrian, message for you on the bottom of the screen.
Mac 2FX or 2CI back in about 1988.
Adrian, can I stop you there?
Oh.
That's it. I just wanted to stop you there.
No, I can talk about that. When Apple computers took over the print, Mark, you'll probably know this. They were worth a lot of money. You're like $4,000 or $6,000 in the 80s. And I worked in London at the time. Oh, Dave's fallen asleep. And we were getting people breaking in like every week, nicking them, because they took away 10 people's jobs in the print originally a long time. Sorry, I can waffle on about
You wouldn't have got that happening in the north. We wouldn't have had people nicking stuff.
Yeah, but you only got computers in about 97 or 98.
That's because we were still refining better beer than down south.
No, but you didn't. You only got electricity in 94. So that's why we were able to develop them. Although in Wales, they had the Dragon 32 computer. That will get people talking in the chat. Dragon, do you remember the Dragon 32?
Yeah, I remember that.
I can think Dragon, Wales, I'm there.
I love it. We're making a computer. Where are we making it? Wales. What should we effing well call it? I know. The Dragon. I love it.
What you've just done there, Adrian, was very 1980s as well.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
I've never been able to do it. Still can't do it.
No, Southern thing. Spectrums, Commodore 64. I had a Commodore 64. Best computer.
Kerry says she can get nostalgic about floppies.
Discs.
Sorry, discs.
Yeah. Hello, Kerry. Send me the script, which you showed me to text.
Kerry, send me the script. Me and Adrian are doing Kerry Fuller. She produces the Lost Tapes of History podcast, which is a 15-minute comedic history podcast taking people from monarchs from the past into modern day society. Like I'm just looking at my monarchs list here. Richard III into a hairdressers. And it's a comedic sketch about that. So me and Adrian have been asked by Kerry to be the voices of certain people in up and coming episodes for season 2. I'm a chef.
Do you know what I am?
I could say several things. Excuse me.
No,
but no.
I think a sex therapist. No, I'm not. Teaching sex education or something. Kerry, tell us what I'm doing. I've forgotten now. I read the script. I think it's a sex therapist. No, a barber.
No, you want to be a sex therapist. That's where you're getting confused.
No, I've done that. Been there, done that. Aced it. So I moved on. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Sex education tutor.
That's it. Yeah, because she knows.
Why am I not? Why I want to be a sex education tutor? Why am I a chef? What gives me chef? What air? Apart from being fat.
Anyway, we're diversifying here, Dave. It's 15 minutes past 2100 hours. We've got our guests on the show, and I'm trying to think if there's any other questions people want to ask in the chat. Because James,
please feel free to ask.
What's his name? Eagle Eye DJ. He came in a bit late, and he said, "What machines were you using, Mark and Joe, and what frequency?" If you could repeat that.
Yeah, you want to say we bought Adventus 2s at the time, so the 4 kilohertz. So it was basically a turn on and go machine that we wanted, and did a bit of research, and that's the one we come up with.
Amazing, isn't it? 4 kilohertz, and you found that. I think that's fantastic.
It wasn't very deep, Aid. It wasn't very deep. You could have found that with any machine.
It was 6 inches, was it, Joe?
About 6 inches down, yeah.
6
yeah.
inches.
Apparently, the farmer had ploughed the field once,
30 years ago.
35 years ago, and it was such a stony field, he'd never ploughed it since. And that's the reason why they got scattered a little bit in a short area. Because apparently, when they were put in the ground, the archaeologists said they were placed in the ground in a nesting array, like a little nest, all together. So the plough had come along just in the once in 35 years, scattered them, and that was it. Just left them in the ground. So
isn't it odd where you found it more or less in the middle of a field? Yeah, and it's all together. How the landscape has changed over 2,000 years to make that be in the middle of a field.
Yeah. It was like I say, on the bankside in the middle of the field. And I think why they hadn't sunk so far was obviously because it was, like I say, it was very stony ground. So they hadn't sunk into the ground too far. Hence why the plough couldn't get through the stony ground. So,
Dave, when you think about it, 2,000 years ago, it was all trees.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
So
they still don't know why. They still obviously because they call it the story so far. That's what the archaeologists call it, story so far. They still don't know why they were put in the ground where they were. There's different theories. There was a spring not far from it. There's a spring not far from it. So they think it could have been an offering to the water gods. But it's one of them. They don't know why it was put there. No Iron Age activity in the area. No Iron Age activity anywhere near the area. So it's just they don't know.
I mentioned earlier. Sorry, Adrian.
Sorry, they don't think it was from a body being buried.
No signs, no remains, nothing, no burning, nothing like that. Because, like I say, they did the dig, and they didn't dig too far down either because obviously it's such a stony ground. So they were either placed in the ground for somebody obviously to come back, or they're off into the water gods. So that's what they think at the moment, anyway. But the other thing that they did say was, because obviously it's still work ongoing, that they come from southern France or southern Germany. So it's opened like a trade route. They didn't know there was any trade routes from Iron Age Germany or France to the Staffordshire moorlands. So it's blown history from that point of view as well, whereby they didn't know there was any trade routes going on.
But it's a peculiarity in itself with Staffordshire, because you've got the Saracens of Biddulph Moor, things like that. Have you got Saracens coming over from the Crusader period and ended up on Biddulph Moor? It's a major peculiar place round here, very historical. You look at the Roaches, you look at Lud's Church, all of these places, mythological. You've got the Alderley Edge and the Wizard and the alleged King Arthur and all that under the edge itself. You've got so much history, mystery, and mythology in the area that you could potentially say that it all adds up when it comes to why they were there, because there is so much history and mystery, even though they haven't got an actual. Well, they have got evidence now, obviously, of Iron Age activity.
Yeah. Well, like I say, so they tell us it's work still ongoing, and there's going to be more papers produced in the future. Obviously, when they can afford it to do it and fund it. Like I say, they call it the story so far, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I met you first time at the one of the talks that you were giving with the archaeologist. Was she an archaeologist?
Yeah. She was the lady. Alison was on the dig. She actually helped out on the dig as well.
Yeah. And that obviously she went very, very in depth into the everything to do with why it was there potentially, etc., etc. All that you've just mentioned. It was absolutely mesmerizing to be able to sit there, and she was showing all the images, the museum's images themselves, which haven't been released into the public domain. So that was very interesting.
Yeah, they did all the X-rays, didn't they, of the objects, and the metallic breakdown they did obviously of them.
80% gold, am I right in
Yeah,
saying?
it's something like that, Dave. Yeah, bits of mercury in it, tin, silver, bits of other metals in there as well, but predominantly gold. Yeah. So, like I say, the intricacy of the little bracelet as well. The Celtic origins of the engraving on the bracelet. They still don't know how, why and what was on that kind of piece for that time, 2,500 years ago.
So where you've got your gold stater hoard from near your house, Adrian, this is my version. This is my version up here. You've got your gold down there. This is mine up here.
Yeah, mine's less than 10 miles though from my house.
Yeah, but mine's 8 miles, so it's about the same.
And mine's right. We're doing top trumps here. Mine's worth potentially 850,000.
Okay. Top trumps. Ours wasn't Nighthawked.
Ours, a legal complication there, but it was declared. It was found and declared by the individual.
Ours was found and declared by the individuals the next day.
I'm going to find a bigger hoard next weekend, just near there.
Why are you lying?
It's true. I'll tell you what I like about you, Mark and Joe together. You're a couple of mates, and I have a mate I go detecting with every weekend. He's in the chat. We go out just to have a bit of banter, a bit of fresh air, see the views, walk along the field. And if we find something, we find something. And we have a good day out. I'm always the one with a hangover. My mate James don't drink much, so I'm always the one hanging. And I'm just like you, Mark. Like, oh God, got to get out of bed. You force yourself to do it, and then suddenly it can happen to any of us. You stumble across it. You're not big YouTubers. You're not highly branded up. You're not got the best machines. And
yeah, they have. They got a dais.
They have now, but they didn't then. Or they had French, forgotten the name, XP machines. You just went out to enjoy yourselves and you found something massive that's changed British history and also your finances. But at the same time, you're having a laugh. And I think it's such a nice story. You're not posting it all over YouTube. You're not, I know it got him national media press, but you're just a couple of blokes who went out having a good laugh together, and that's what's lovely about the story.
That's the way we look at it, Adrian. And I think we said this today before in the past. Exactly your sentiments. The views around the Staffordshire moorlands around here are absolutely phenomenal. And you're going out, you're in the middle of nature. The fresh air, bit of exercise, anything you find is a bonus. Anything you find is a bonus. And we just happened to stumble on this on a Sunday morning.
I think it's lovely story. And,
it certainly is.
Yeah, you've done well out of it as well. And you're not sitting there in Armani suits with like gold chains and like top hats, with like white leather sofa with like loads of young women around you, which I probably do if I found a hoard, but that's another story. Why is everyone talking about
loads of badges on the screen now?
God. Sorry, badgers. Yeah, that's me.
Adrian got attacked by a badger.
No, I didn't get attacked. I nearly got attacked.
A badger looked at you and you ran away scared, crying, dribbling.
No, it was hormonal and it was looking at attacking me. So
it fancied you.
Detectable on the Sunday and the Saturday and a Sunday. We'd done a live version of the show on stage. Yeah, it was a Saturday, wasn't it? And we both sat there. Adrian didn't realise I had a badger mask, which he's gone to get. So I was actually doing the show in a badger mask. And he goes out the gate. He gets a lift home. And he's out looking out the window. There's a badger waving at people.
Yeah. Quite smells. It smells nice though. Don't know what that's been on. Probably the toilet. But badgers and me. I'm scared of them now because a lot of people have said things that can happen with their claws and stuff. So people mentioning how they went to the toilet in their holes which I think is ridiculous. That's dangerous because they could come up. Oh, I had nightmares over that.
Aren't they carriers of TB as well?
Yes, because they get shot and maimed. Yes, they can carry TB. Yeah. So I'd quite like a badger hat because I think it'd quite fit.
Why don't you, like, when you see some roadkill next, just cut the pelt off and wear the pelt like a caveman?
What, like mods have foxtails on their mods? Yeah. Talking about something 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Yeah, on their scooters, they used to have the foxtail, didn't they?
You did.
Mark, Joe, did you used to be mods?
No, I was a bit of a fribbo myself. Used to be like on the borderline of hippie kind of thing, but I was a fribbo. So I was into like fribbo.
Long hair,
bit of an Afghan coat and that kind of thing, but not quite full on hippie, but just a fribbo. So I was like an art school student.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, fribbos they were in them days, called fribbo. They weren't quite fully mature hippies, but you were like getting there, you know.
Is that like a student or a goth or something?
Yeah, probably similar to these days. I don't know, but no lipstick or makeup on.
that you're telling us about.
Only Saturday night when I go around.
Just wore women's blouses, you know.
No wrong with that.
Mark Acker Marilyn.
Yeah.
Well, listen, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And I know Mark, you get fed up of talking about it, and I've semi-forced you into, you're nice enough to do it. You were always going to talk about it.
Well, I've got my mate with me today.
I know, Joe. I can't thank you enough, Joe, because obviously I've spoke to Mark about 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, welcome.
See, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that bad either, was it?
No, not that bad.
No,
it's not that bad. Right. Not that bad at all for you.
It's just like the 3 of us chatting in a pub, really, isn't it?
I suppose so, really. Yeah.
We've only got 3 people watching anyway, so I won't worry.
One of them's Adrian.
Yeah. No, lovely chatting with you guys tonight.
One thing I have got to say, Adrian, I actually had the opportunity, because I've been off this week, to get the air detector out of the box. Oh my God, how simplistic is that machine to use?
I'm looking forward to trying it, David. 7 hertz.
Mate, honestly, right?
But when you hear about how Mark and Joe found what they found on 4 hertz, people saying it won't pick up hammered coins, won't pick up gold. It could. You never know. So
it goes down to 26 inches by 8 inches, which is 9.5 inches, which is the coil. So it's dead easy to put in a rucksack. When you put your phone in the holster, you can have your phone in your pocket if you want, or it's got where you normally would have your control box. For people who like doing YouTube and what have you, gives a total new angle of putting your phone on, videoing from that perspective. Totally different perspective for that. But you put the standby button on the coil, download the app to your phone. I thought it was going to be one where you'd have to have serial numbers and that and put them into your phone as serial numbers. It's not. You download the app, get the Bluetooth to look for it, they connect, and that's it. And then it's just your control box comes up, all the normal stuff.
Can you have more than one phone sync with it?
I don't see why not. I can't see why not at all.
That'd be quite interesting. So if you're in a club and you have people join who've never been metal detecting,
you could overview them with it.
Download the app. We're probably breaching their legal thing here, but download the app, log in, sync it, and you can use it to metal detect. Because it's as good as a early Garrett or a White's Treasure Master or something like that. But
the equivalent is... The equivalent's supposed to be the Garrett Ace 150, 250 people have said.
Yeah, I'd say the Ace 250, yeah. Probably recovery speed's probably a bit better from what I've seen, but you don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to trying it. I understand Shane Holcroft
Yeah, Shane, the Staffordshire searcher. He's supposed to be taking it out on Saturday. I've got to get to him beforehand. I was supposed to be going up today, but I want to so I'll get it to him. Honestly, it was so simple just so simple all round.
Yeah,
I just couldn't believe how easy it was.
Simple detector for a
very simple person.
Also, just saying, Quest have brought out a really good pinpointer this week.
Is this the one Addicted to Bleeps was playing with?
Yes, they did a launch about a month ago, which I watched on YouTube. And how lovely is this? I know the MindLab ProFind 35, I think. You can determine whether it's ferrous or non-ferrous, but the Quest one comes up with green or red and a certain tone. So if you're digging down, you think, oh, it's good, this is a hoard. And then suddenly it comes up as iron. It shows you on the pinpointer. So it looks quite good. And it's got ridiculous sensitivity. So it's about 6 or 7 inches. It's like crazy, but I think it's a lot of money. So I waffle on.
6 or 7 inches?
Yeah, about 6 or 7, about 6 inches. Yeah, right, about 6 inches. Yeah.
Right. Let's call it a show then. Mark and Joe, it's been absolutely fantastic, as I said. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. Apologies if I haven't done anything tonight because I'm still ain't got a clue what I'm no good with this producing malarkey. So
you're doing very well, David. Very well. Very well.
Well, anyway, so thank you to everyone. We're back next week. Now, next week we have a chap on you may not have heard of. He's called Neil McDonald, and he runs a company called Megalithic Tours, and he does tours at the likes of Glastonbury, Anglesey Stone Circles and such like. And the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine have got a pitch at his upcoming Mythological Tours conference up in Preston on Halloween weekend. So I'm greatly looking forward to meeting a lot of new type of people and introducing them to us as well as them introducing themselves to me. So, Joe and Mark, thank you very much. It's been lovely.
No problem, mate. Yeah, more than happy. Yes, more than happy. Thank you.
Fantastic, mate. Take care, everyone, week, and have a fantastic week, y'all. I was laughing at Mark going like that to the camera phone then.
Hey, look.
Oh,
where's that gone now? I don't know what's happening.
Doing a Mooney. It's doing a Mooney like that.
Oh, thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
We got you back.
No problem, mate. No problem.
Enjoy it, Dave.
Fantastic. Nice to have you on, Joe. Hold on.
He's